Hello YouTube, this is Captain Bart 1 here. Myself and our hero, Bushbummin29, are here at camp number 2. We are going to do a day hike survival camp out. Basically, the stuff you'd have for a day hike, and I'll go over the contents that we each brought, or at least the overview. That's what I brought, the old Kelty Redtail 1800, and I'll go over contents here shortly. We're going to set up a survival shelter, you know, basically, oh dear, we got lost, we're going to have to hunker down for the night, what do we do, blah, blah, blah. Not to put too fine a point on it, and just for anyone that's interested, I know it looks very pleasant out there in the meadow, out yonder. We're looking at daytime temperatures of 50, nighttime temperature of 27 degrees forecast this evening. It's going to be a cool one. We'll go over pack contents and stuff like that, but meantime we're going to get shelters set up because, well, we got some daylight, but we got to get a fire built. We got a whole bunch of stuff to do before it gets dark. So I'm going to touch base with you all here in a little bit, and we'll go over pack contents, pocket contents, blah, blah, blah. So I'll talk to you here in just a little bit, guys. Okay, everybody, here we are a little further along in our setup for our day hike overnight survival trip. Minimalist trip, whatever you'd like to call it. Right there is my Kelty Redtail 1800 all emptied out, and here are its contents, almost all of them. I'll go over them here briefly. Starting here on the left, Mora 840 neck knife, Mora Bushcraft black belt knife, 550, UST Strike Force Gerber slide saw, Energizer headlight, black nylon poncho, more 550, my Moore's pot in its carrying sack, the emergency, oh my god, it's fell apart, we need supplies bag. That's really the emergency bag, if you will. I'll come back to that. That's my blanket for the night. Here we have a first aid kit. I remembered it this time. 2 55-gallon 4mm trash bags, a can of chunky soup, which is going to be my dinner anyway, my food pack, I'll show that in a minute, leather gloves, long john top, my shamag, and then over here quickly, this is a regular sportsman space blanket, the heavy-duty tarpy one, and I've got that set up just in a lean-to configuration. Cleaned out, you know, the area. I've got a log in the back with the tarp kind of rolled up around it, so it's going to be a nice wind stop. That direction is south. The wind's going to be coming from the southwest that way. And what we've got here is kind of a group L. From the west here, that's Ryan's. He's got a second tarp that's going to kind of block the corner there, and then my space blanket. What I'm going to do is use 2 55-gallon drum liners, the ones right down there. And over here, we have collected pine needles, as you see here, and there's some over yonder. And I'm going to fill those bags up and make mattresses out of them, or pads, keep my big fat butt off the ground tonight. And we're going to go with lots of campfire. I won't lie, we're just going for big campfire. And before I get into the food thing, this is what I would carry in that bag anyway on a day hike. I really took pains not to add anything extra. Thought about a wool blanket, sitting there going, well, I generally wouldn't carry that, so I'm not. What I am carrying is this. This blanket is made by Adventure Medical, or was. It's the same material as their Escape Bivy, but it's a blanket. It's not a bag. It's just a big flat piece of material. So that's going to be my blanket tonight. Right now I'm wearing my Polar Max long underwear bottoms under my go out in the woods pants. They're nylon and cotton. The top's going to go on later this evening. I'm just wearing a cotton t-shirt, no other special under anything, and then my Carhartt insulated sweatshirt, and I got a sock cap in my pocket. I'm wearing a ball cap right now.
You mentioned the temperatures?
Yeah, I mentioned it at the start. Like I said, it's going to get up to about 50 or 55 today. Boy, if it makes 55, I'd be impressed. We are in the shade, though, so I don't think we'll see all that. And then tonight, the low is between 27 and 30. Not a lot of wind. Like I said, we're having some southwest wind today. Tonight, 10 to 15. I guess there will be some wind. I lied. Don't listen to me. I'm a liar. And that's what I'm worried about. I say worry. This won't. If you saw Bush Bummin' 29's video 2 years ago from our December campout, myself, himself, and 70 the professor, well, at one point I woke up sleeping on the wood pile on my thermarest because I was getting smoked out in my hammock. And don't help. Do not help me. So that's what we got. Here's the food pack. I'll go over that real quick. Usually I use a Ziploc bag reinforced with packing tape. It's called an air assault bag. And once again, I don't know who to credit because I plumb forgot the gentleman's name. Just look it up on the search window. Just put air assault bag. Poof, you'll have it. This is a Glad or a Rubbermaid semi-disposable Tupperware container, and it's just sugar for coffee, MRE crackers, a couple things of Justin's chocolate peanut butter, a couple things of hot cocoa, a couple things of Starbucks Via, and a couple packages of oatmeal, which is what I would carry anyway. It's not, like I said, the only thing that's maybe a little out of the ordinary is the soup, but it's cold, and I like soup in the cold, so I'm carrying soup. You know, if I thought we were in trouble, I would just go from making that my lunch to making it my supper. So we're going to keep to it. Well, I know a lot of information. I'm going fast. We're going to get farther ahead here, and I'll check back with everyone here shortly. Thanks. Okie dokie, everyone. Here we are further along in our day. And as you'll notice here, these are two 55 or 42 gallon, I forget which, 4-mil trash bags loaded with pine needles. And presently they're about 4 inches thick, and I'm going to call that okay. We'll see if I'm wrong later. Here's the tarp, the the sportsman's blanket here. I just got strung on a ridge line, and I had to tie the corners out to the trees because, well, my trees are a little close together and couldn't prusik this out, so it'll be fine. Like I said, I got a log behind me that the tarp's kind of rolled under. And then tonight, let me zoom in on it. That rascal right there, the Adventure Medical survival blanket. We're going to see how that rascal treats us tonight. I did not bring a wool blanket. For the fact is, I really want to do a, hey, you know, it's going to be 40 degrees or 50 degrees out. Let's see what I can do here. And I didn't bring a ton of knives to review. I brought the Bushcraft Black. I brought my 840. I got the stuff in my pockets, and it's the same pocket dump that it's been. Great Eastern Cutlery, Titty-Ute, Super Tool 300, a little flashlight on the holster there, my key ring with my metal match and tinder, a little hank of paracord, a cigarette lighter, just the same stuff. There's nothing different, nothing extra. I wanted to kind of stress that you know, I've done stuff like this before where I'm gonna put my thermarest in just to make sure I stay up off the ground and this and that. And I'm so happy to be in the woods since I got off the boat. You know what, I don't mind if I'm going to sit up a little while. If I got to sit up, huddled up, stoke the fire up big, I've done that before. And it's not a question of, well, I didn't get 8 hours. It's, hey, you know what? It's good for the soul. A little shivering's good for the soul. I am clothed in such a way, once I get everything on, my long underwear top, and then my sweatshirt there, and my sock cap later tonight, have a big hot bowl of soup in me, have a cup of hot chocolate, just kind of get everything where it ought to be. If I ain't warm, well, I did it wrong. You know, they say it's not bad weather, it's poor planning. Well, I've planned. I think I've planned. Now that I've really jinxed myself, it'll get down down into the teens tonight. But the idea being our fire is there. The space blanket will reflect heat back onto me, capture some of that IR. We'll see how it goes. I'd like to do an overnight update. So we'll see how this goes, guys. We'll check in after a while. Okie doke, everyone. Here we are back. We've got us a little fire been going. It's, I don't know, 2 or 3 in the afternoon. We have us a glorious day here in Camp 2. Wind's presently coming kind of out of that direction. That would be southish. It's been kind of swirling all around up here. Been getting smoked a little bit. There's our hero. Here's his camp, or his sleeping area. There's mine. I've reviewed this earlier. Just sitting here. Actually, we just got done having a little kind of a snack, if you want to call it that. Here towards dark, we found the gorilla put here. Use that, rake some coals under it, and I brought my Moore's pot. We'll heat up some water for hot chocolate because that's awesome. We got us a big whack of firewood right in here, and that'll be the evening's firewood, I do believe. We'll get us some big logs on, and once we get ready to snuggle up for the evening, not together, just snuggle with ourselves. Yeah, that. Don't help. Don't help. And smoke. Well, smoke. Ryan's actually using 2 SOL bivvies, one that he's going to sleep in, and one is a reflector to catch some of this infrared radiation. And I'm just using the sportsman's blanket. So, yeah, we actually, sun's been out, and like I said, we had a little snack, and I don't know, it's 2 or 3 in the afternoon. Get closer to dark, I'm going to get my chunky soup all warmed up and have that. That'll go down very well. Maybe a cup of hot chocolate. And then in the morning, oatmeal and coffee. Maybe even together, who knows? So, okay, everybody, you'll have a good one. We'll see you back here in a little bit. Okay, everybody, later on, it's evening time. That way was our friend Mr. Sun. He's gone down below the tree line on the back side of the gully. If you look in the meadow over there, you can see the sun, but here where we are at Camp 2, it's down below the tree line, so we're done. It's pretty well over. Now we have to depend on that and that. And we did have made ourselves a little reflector here with some stumps that were already available here in the camp, so we're going to use our resources here and get ready to do our thing. So hopefully I'll have an overnight update for you if I remember to take my camera to bed with me. If I don't, I think it'll be too cold. So we'll get back with you guys here just. Hey everybody, it's about 7 p.m. Got our fire going here. And we're running kind of a long fire, and I know it's hard to see. I'll turn my headlight on, that'd probably help a bunch. There we go. If you look there, we got several logs acting as a reflector, and on my shelters over here to the left of the fire over here, and Ryan's right there giving me some light here. You know, the shelters appear to be pretty warm. They're, our reflector right there is doing its job, bouncing some heat back at us. And last time I checked, to turn on the old smartphone, it said it was, what did I say, 49?
Yeah.
49, and that was before the sun was down, so we'll go for, see if we can make an overnight. If not, we'll see y'all first thing in the morning. Y'all have a good night. Morning, everybody. It's about 6:30 a.m. Got the fire here. Doesn't look like much, but it's actually pretty warm. About 4 foot long fire. It's working on a big bed of coals, a couple of bank logs, and if we glance over here to the east, our old friend Mr. Sun is going to make an appearance in about 30 or 45 minutes. Actually a pretty pleasant evening. Up and down several times to, feed the fire, stoke it, but cold? No, never was that. Comfortable? Knew it wasn't going to be comfortable. Excuse me. So, we'll check in here after a bit once we start motivating a little better in the morning time here.
Talk to you in a bit.
Okay, everyone, we are in process of tearing down. It's about 07:30 here. There's the remnants of the fire, and it did champion service. And there's what's left of the wood pile. Not too much. Our old friend Mr. Sun, he's going to be popping up over the ridge here shortly. I think we're going to go make love to some bacon and eggs and whatnot, have us a good breakfast. I'm going to make a couple remarks here, and then I'm going to actually film an after-action report at the lair today later before I post both videos. Now, I got to tell you, right there is the game changer. If it wasn't for that fire, we had a miserable night. Like I said, we were up several times in the night stoking the fire, which that's fine. I don't mind that. I actually feel pretty good. You know, like I got some rest. My hip's a little sore, but that's from sleeping on a brick bed. I mean, a pine needle bed.
Yep.
Well, more like a brick bed. Anyhow, so we're going to finish packing. We're going to grab some breakfast. I'm going to edit this material. If there's anything you guys would like to see, shoot it to me down there. Let me know. I appreciate all the subscriptions. I sure do. I've been getting them while I'm on the boat, so if I don't always respond, it's not anything personal. It's just hard for me to post a comment on Facebook, on YouTube. Sometimes it isn't. Sometimes it is. It just depends on where I am and connectivity, and my being an idiot on the computer and such. But anyway, till we speak again, or I see you guys again, this is Captain Bart 1 standing by.